Good morning. This is Valerie Sheep reporting from Heritage Institute of Sustainability in Dallas, Texas. I hope you all are having a great week. Today, we are answering some questions that came up. If you have taken my 8-week course in creating a sustainability plan for your facility online, some questions have come up in regard to honing in on your mission statement. We talked about mission statement alignment, and today we're going to give you a couple of examples, one in education and one in healthcare, of how you can ensure that your mission state actually aligns with your purpose. So I'm Dr. Valerie Shute, President of Heritage Institute of Sustainability in Dallas. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump right into our course. Today, we're going to ensure you understand sustainability and its role in business operations, understand the link between business operations and sustainability, understand that sustainability is essential for a viable business, and create an actionable sustainability plan. Now, you'll want to go ahead and listen to all 8 weeks of my course. There are 8 classes. This is a clarification class on the mission statement. In the course, we talked about aligning mission, vision, and values, your framework, SWOT analysis, benchmarking, gap analysis, creating your sustainability matrix, creating a cost-benefit analysis, creating your plan, and selling your plan. But today, we're going to go ahead and focus in just on the mission statement, reminding you that sustainability is about meeting the needs of present generations without compromising the needs of future generations. And also reminding you that we look at sustainability and how it aligns with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which discusses the physiological safety, loving and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization of the individual. As you can see, that aligns quite well with the 3 spheres of sustainability, which include environmental and physiological, economic and personal security, social and intimacy. And then each of these spheres intersects the environmental economic spheres, the economic social spheres, and the social environmental spheres. So today, as we said, that we're going to discuss more about the mission statement and how you check for alignment of your mission statement with what you're actually doing. So let's jump right in and talk about, I've seen many mission statements, and one of the words they use in the mission statement is to educate. So what is education? So what I wanted to tell you today is that when you look at your mission statement, you really need to break it down by the key themes. So if education's in your mission statement, ask yourself, what is education? If you look up education, it talks about behaviorism, cognitivism, and constructivism. So behaviorism says that learning is external. So an example of this is, everybody's heard about Pavlov, where they did experiments with animals. So they would give a stimulus like food to create a certain behavior. So it's basically based on stimulus and response. Cognitivism says that students process what they receive rather than just responding to a stimulus. An example of this is linking theory, and we'll talk more about that. And then the third construct is constructivism. We construct new ideas based on prior learning experiences. An example would be problem-based learning. So if you say that we educate, and in regard to behaviorism, learning is external, what I'd like your group to do is ask yourself, Excuse me. What am I learning as soon as I reach my educational campus? What am I saying? What is the environment? When I walk into a building, how do the receptionists, the teachers, the staff treat each other? This is all part of the learning environment. Then when you look around, what food is provided in the snack machines? Are we teaching our students to be healthy? Look at the snack machines and you tell me what you think. And where does the learning take place? Inside? Outside? What does the environment look like? An activity two you might consider is looking at cognitivism. So students process what they receive, the linking theory. So ask yourself, what am I learning when I reach the campus, and what processes can be linked? What can be processed or linked in my mind from what I am seeing cognitively? And so with each of these are the same questions we asked before, but you want to look at what can be processed or linked from each of the things that I'm seeing. So if the receptionists are not polite and kind, then you ask yourself, what am I learning from that? If the food in the snack machine is not healthy, then you ask yourself, what can be processed or linked from that? So, and each one of these, in each area on your campus, you need to think about what can be processed or linked from the experience. And then constructivism says that new ideas are processed based on prior learning experiences. So when you reach the campus, what new ideas can be generated? And so with each of the questions we talked about earlier, ask yourself, what new ideas can be generated? So for constructivism, you're looking to create new ideas. So it's more than not just memorizing a bunch of things in a book, but you really want to stimulate the idea process. So questions to consider to determine if you really have a learning environment. What needs to be changed? What issues should be addressed? What are the strengths? And what would your dream end state look like? And what would success look like? And then together you might want to discuss each one of these things and conglomerate your ideas and ask yourself, is what we do aligned with our mission? Now, here is another example. The mission, say your mission is healthcare. What is healthcare? The maintenance and improvement of physical and mental health, especially through the provision of medical services. So then what are the 6 elements of healthcare? Physical, environmental, emotional, social, spiritual, and mental. So if you have healthcare in your mission, you want to ask yourself, am I in alignment with these elements? So let's just talk about element 1, the physical. Food. So everybody needs food. So when I go to a health care facility, what is the diet and the quality food supplied to each patient? Are the doctors trained in nutrition? Is there a nutritionist that actually looks at each patient to determine if diet can be contributing to whatever the healthcare problem might be? Are patients encouraged to drink water? And then activity. Activity is important to keep people healthy. Is there movement prescribed? Other things you might think about in the facility, are there junk food machines in the facility? Does the cafeteria provide organic food, or is all the food laden with pesticides? So are we really providing health care? Are the patients educated on the need for movement? And what types of movement are beneficial to health? I can tell you, I've been in healthcare facilities and seen, one time I walked into the room of a morbidly obese patient, and the patient was eating a piece of chocolate cake. Now, first of all, if you're in the hospital, it is quite widely known that sugar does not promote healing. So it's interesting to see that this particular hospital wanted to keep their patients happy, but are they really addressing the healthcare? That's a question that everyone needs to ask. So, in my healthcare environment, am I addressing the mental and emotional needs of my patients? So, am I playing healing music and educational material on the televisions? Am I only providing uplifting material, or am I allowing all the propaganda and garbage that is currently put through television, through the news, through violent TV shows, through violent video games? Am I promoting that in my hospital by having it there and allowing it to the patients? Does the facility provide psychological healing to the patients? Does the facility provide meditation rooms for patients and staff? So, when I'm looking at the mental and emotional constructs, there are many, many more than what I'm mentioning here. But this is, I want just to provide an example of how you would go through your mission statement and check for alignment. And then element 4, environmental, you might ask yourself, does the facility let patients sleep for 8 hours uninterrupted? Does the facility have noise policy? Is there education in hand washing and cleanliness? These are all environmental aspects of a hospital that can affect patient healing. And also in a hospital, what temperature promotes healing? Rather than being concerned about too hot, too cold calls, should we not provide an environment at the proper temperature that promotes healing? That is a question that should be asked. Elements 5 and 6, I put together here, but you may want to separate each of these out. Does the hospital have spiritual symbols from all faiths? So, in a hospital, if you really are diverse, many of the different faiths have different types of symbols that represent their faith. So, to be totally diverse, you want to be inclusive in your the way you decorate, the way just the overall production of material for the patients and just the overall environment. Does the facility provide spiritual music for healing? It's widely known that music can uplift patients and that also that attitude is linked to healing. So is the music uplifting? Are there meditation rooms in the hospital, not just for patients, but staff, family members? And does the hospital provide social healing to patients, pet therapy, or simply an open ear? These are all things that you may wish to consider when you look at your healthcare mission. So, then, questions to consider. Are you really a healing environment? What elements of healing are missing? What are the benefits of each of these elements? What are the weaknesses of not having these elements? What is your dream end state and what would success look like? So, thank you for coming today. Once again, I'm happy to help your organization create a sustainability plan. Here is all my contact information, and I hope that this clarifies how to align your mission statement in your organization. Thank you so much and have a stellar week.